Welcome back into the Rowdy Studio. I'm Buzz Cutler, Bassmasters on the end. Sitting between us, Tab Boyd, spotter for the number 42 Chevy of Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. Now, we're coming up on Martinsville. We just left Talladega. Everybody says, oh, Talladega's a wild card, Talladega's a crapshoot. Well, is Martinsville any less so?
Not really. It's a tough little track. We go from the fastest track on the series to the slowest track on the series, and it's just as intense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and your job, is your job different at Martinsville just because of how packed up everybody is, and how the change in speed from the straights to the corners? How does your job change at a track like Martinsville?
It does change a lot. You go from Talladega being the two-car tandem and relying on somebody and just really watching what's going on around you to at Martinsville, you really have to make sure you don't get dive bombed.
Right.
It's such a difficult place to pass, and the guys that have even half of a run on you on the straightaway, you better be talking to your driver.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. They're going to stick their nose in there.
You can tell on the exit of the corner if they get good traction and have a little momentum on you, right, they're going to.
So basically, if they are able to get up inside you at all, they're going to stick their nose down in there and try to keep you on the outside.
Passing is so difficult; they'll take every chance they can to pass, and it's a long race. It's 500 laps, you know. But whenever you get to clicking off those 24, 23-second laps, you know, they go by pretty quick.
Now, it's interesting with this track because it seems like some guys get how to drive it, how to drive the corners. It feels like it takes a lot of patience getting out of the gas early, you know, that kind of thing. Is that something you, as a spotter, help Juan with, to think about how to drive the corners or anything along those lines?
Yeah, the first few laps of a restart are usually really critical. So you're hard on the equipment, hard on brakes. Brakes are the biggest thing you need to take care of there because it gets so hot. The heat, once you get them heated up, it's very difficult to bring them back to operating temperature. So the first few laps of restart are really critical to get positioned, but once they're established and you might have a 2 to 3 car length gap or more, then you try to take it easy and save your stuff for 40 or 50 laps till you get close to the end of a run.
Right.
A lot of times people will slow down at the end of a run. If you've taken care of your tires
then you can
brakes,
drive in there a little harder.
Then you can, at the end of a run, you can make a couple positions also to set yourself up for the next pit stop, whether it be green flag or caution. So,
and are you coaching Juan about to save your brakes, take it easy?
I mention it to him every now and then. A lot of times, like Bristol or Richmond, you can see the brake glow, but during the day it's difficult. And usually, whenever you see it during a day race, it's a little late because they are hot. I mean, they're a
if you can
meltdown.
See it, it's too late, right?
so yeah, just keep a little reminder every now and then. Take it easy. You're looking good. And if there's not anybody pressuring you, you tend to be able to take it a little easier.
Now, go ahead.
Go ahead. Here's my question. You can start in the back here, and you can start towards the front here. I'm sure you've experienced both. What's the difference from your perspective when you lack track position at the beginning of the race or when you have track position at the beginning of the race?
If you start at the rear, it can, to me, it don't matter to me where we start.
Okay.
I mean, of course, up at the front, you're able to take it easier in the beginning stages of the race, but the big thing was starting at the rear, the track is so small, you need to get after it so you don't get lapped.
Right.
Now, you can have one of the fastest cars on the track, but with the difficulty of passing and as fast as the leader is in clean air or open track, you better start making
Thank God
positions.
for the double file restart, right?
Exactly, exactly. Because whenever you take the green, you're nearly a half a lap down already in the rear. So the biggest thing with starting at the rear is you need to hustle and without using up your equipment.
Well, and the other aspect of starting at the rear means you're going to get one of the last selections of pit stall, and at a place like Martinsville, that could be huge, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Those pit stalls are crazy. Some of them are curved and some of them are straight, and it's
now Martinsville's also a track where guys are going to be not more likely, but maybe more willing to maybe move somebody else out of the way or nudge them, maybe help them along. So how do you deal with that? Are you just extra cautious about keeping a bubble around you, or?
Yeah, I mean, you almost had to expect contact there. That Martinsville's become one of the toughest places to spot because even though a guy might have a run like we talked about earlier, they'll get in there and they'll try to roll the center, and if you come off the bottom a little bit, they'll just let off the brake and roll their nose in there, and that messes up your exit, and that puts them in position for a pass. So, yeah, it's a little tricky there.
All right, and probably the most important thing to talk about in terms of Martinsville.
Here we go.
Martinsville hot dog. Are you pro or con? Are you for it or are you against it? Do you seek it out when you get there?
I'm for it. Sometimes we have hot dog eating contests, like at least 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you take them up there on the spotter stand with you?
Yeah, we found a little stash up there on the level 2 below the spotter stand that has hot dogs.
Do you ever
too,
have
so, yeah.
some hot dog in your mouth and something happens?
No, I don't eat during the race. This is all before the race.
How many can you put away?
Oh
on the race
man,
day,
I don't know. I'm not into eating all that I can. I'll eat probably 2 on race day.
2 on race day.
Yeah,
All right.
Pretty mild, just to have the taste.
Tab Boyd, superstar spotter for the number 42 Target Chevrolet. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks.
Great to have you.
It's been fun.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.